As you can see, the mechanical engineer has already done the job of creating the board outline for us, putting in a mounting hole, placing a connector that's going to go up to a smart LCD display, and adding some holes that wires are going to solder into. So let's go ahead and get started. In this example, I'm using NX for the Mcad tool, but you can use any Mcad tool that supports the IDX interface. While the mechanical engineer has been doing this job, I've obviously been doing my electrical design. So I'm going to go ahead and start my PCB design here by forwarding in my components and netlist from the schematic. Using an intelligent template, I'll have most of my work done for me later on, but to start out, we're just going to get a basic board shape. We'll go into our 3D environment, and from there, we'll activate the Mcad Collaboration tool. From the collaboration window, I can see that John has created a collaboration file. I'm going to select that file, and on the right-hand side, I'll be able to see all of the information that John is sending over to me from the Mcad environment. Things like the board outline, mounting hole location, pinhole locations for the wires that'll be soldered in, the LCD connector are all there created for me. The mechanical engineer has requested a view of the board to place inside his assembly. So using the collaboration capabilities again in PADSPro, we can export out a proposal. In other words, the mechanical engineer sent us the first version of the board. We're going to send back the second, so not everything's included. Only those things that are different from when I receive the design will be sent back to the mechanical engineer. Makes a much lighter weight file and less prone for errors when importing the data. So we're going to generate that output, go into the collaboration folder, and then the mechanical engineer can go grab that data. Well, the mechanical engineer can now use his collaboration interface, open up our proposed file, see only the differences from what he sent me to what I've sent him, using preview capability that he actually occurs to make sure he wants to accept what I'm sending him. If not, he can reject certain items, place a note on that, and send it back to me, and I can make the change. In this case, he's accepted all the changes and will import everything into the design. John has decided that in the future he might have to make some changes to the enclosure, which may affect these two parts on the bottom side of the board. So he's going to move them slightly back towards the screw hole in the center to ensure that future changes will not be affected by this part placement. So he can move the parts inside of NX. He can then go back to the collaboration environment, export out a proposed change, place notes on the parts that he's physically changing, output those files into our Exchange folder for me to pick up and bring into the layout. He's notified me that there's a change pending, so I open up the collaboration tool. It instantly finds the file. I select it, and I can see very clearly the two parts that have changed. Down below, I can see the delta and XY positions, but better yet, I can turn on the show physical change, and I can see the part move into the new location before I accept this. After reviewing both of these changes, I feel they are acceptable for the design and assembly and fabrication of this board, so I'll go ahead and accept the change and move forward. For now, we'll just use the Mcad collaboration interface like we have been, but now we're going to use the filter function to help us control what information gets passed from the PCB into the mechanical environment. At the top of the Mcad collaboration dialog box, you'll see a filter looking icon to the right. When you select this icon, it opens up a dialog box where you can choose all the various options for the data you want to pass over to the mechanical environment. The important ones, if you want metal to go over, is to choose all the electrical layers. Once you hit OK, you hit refresh, and the list down below that, you can see all of the objects that will pass over to Mcad. Using the checkboxes, you can deselect the items that you choose not to pass. Just like we've already been playing with, you open the PCB in an active workspace. You'll open up the PCB Exchange toolbar inside of NX. From there, you're going to choose the Import ECAD icon. You'll select the file there. This file will open up. It'll update the PCB. This will update the PCB with all the new electrical content passed over from PADSPro.